so here's what we're doing today. I'm gonna see if this is, that's fine enough. So here's the thing. I have two workshops later this week, and one of them is on React data visualization. The other one is on building a full stack web app with React and stuff. I am terribly procrastinating on that one, so instead I'm gonna go and prepare the React data visualization one, update all the text, update the code snippets. I think I need to add a couple of things, maybe remove some things, and basically just go through the whole workshop, make sure everything works, make sure all the code examples work. Hey Fuzzy Buddy, how are you doing? And I think I can do that in the next hour and a half. We'll see how it goes. And then I have to go eat and feed myself a lot for the marathon tomorrow. So let's see where. It's been a while since I last opened this workshop, so we might find out that everything is broken and terrible and I need to fix it, but hopefully that won't happen. So if I go to workshops, React D3, hey Raphael, how are you doing today? Git status, let's see, what is the latest stuff I have installed here? So this is still on Gatsby 1.9. I have had bad experiences upgrading to Gatsby 2 from 1.9, so I think breaking my workshop 4 days before deadline by upgrading Gatsby is not a good idea. We're gonna build a new one from scratch for the other one. My Google Chrome team. Let's see, what is my Google Chrome? How do I find out? Let's see, can I help Fuzzy Buddy find out what my team is? Team, sync, team, manage your Google Chrome teams, ancient map, that's my team. I'm using the ancient map team for, I don't know why. I picked it once and then it stayed, and now I'm used to my Chrome looking kind of brown and I can't change it ever again, because if I change it, it feels like not my Chrome anymore. So let's see, if I run yarn start, we should get, it runs Gatsby develop, compiles everything. That might take a while, things complain. The module sharp.node was compiled against a different Node.js version. This version of Node.js requires blah. Please try recompiling or reinstalling. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna do something super dangerous. I'm going to remove all of my node modules and run yarn again to install, and hopefully that will fix it, or at least fix the warning, and hopefully it won't break everything, because Gatsby, well, the old version of Gatsby has a tendency to break between minor releases here, so hopefully that won't happen, and I guess we'll see. Right, so that's running. 30,000 packages. That is a lot of packages. Ah, wonderful. So it's interesting to see how a lot of people come in and say this shit's boring and leave. This little number down here went up to 12 and now it's back down to 5 people watching. So thank you everyone who sticks around and keeps me company. Down to 4, nice. I know that's not interesting, but there's nothing else to really talk about right now while we're compiling node modules, which is probably a big part of why people are leaving, because there's nothing interesting going on. No, not yarn. Yarn start. Let's see. Okay, delete HTML blah from previous builds. Bootstrap finished. Okay, that I think means we are ready to look at what the page looks like. Compiled successfully, it runs, there we go. Data visualization with React in D3. Awesome. So we have the intro code, this is what we're building. That's, I'm gonna keep that the same because I don't want to change it right now. Some cool things. And hey Magdi, how are you doing? Okay, that's one of my things. Let's see. Let's get down to business. Set list. I can remove day one because day one of this workshop hasn't happened in so long. I think it's just irrelevant. So let's see about removing that. ls source pages lay of the land. Okay, nice. What kind of portfolio are you building? So here we have lay of the React land, your first component, your first app, intro to Redux. So we can remove those. Git remove source pages 1, source pages 2. Now, can anyone guess why all of my page files start with a number? I will wait for somebody to actually answer that one. Who did you meet at Paris Transport that looked like me? I am way over here on the other side of the Atlantic. Okay, so I removed those. And wonderful. Okay, now I have to change how the index page loads. Index.js, source pages, React mode. So Fuzzy Body thinks it's so I don't get confused with different pages. It's actually because by default, so I built this before I knew how to do sorting in GraphQL. So this was built, or maybe it does have sorting, but basically it makes it easier to sort by file name, because file names are now alphabetic because they start with a number. Otherwise I would have to write a configuration somewhere that says what the ordering of the pages is, and this way I don't have to do that. So we are going to call this just set list, and we don't need any slicing because it now does all of them. Let's see. So set list intro to D3, integrating D3 with React, animation, dog breed, size, intelligence, and popularity, and then the finish. A GIF of Fry listening to classical music, which I believe turned out to be AC/DC, because Fry is lives in the future in Futurama, if you don't know that show. Cool. Okay, now let's look at what is this? Some of the copy. We can change the title. Where do I actually change the title? I think that's in Gatsby config. Have I ever used React Native? I'm glad you asked. Let's see if this is still up. So this was a blog I ran for a little while, as I did the whole I am an influencer thing, and they paid me to build this blog. And then I gave up after a while because it just got to be too much work. And this is basically 14 different apps that I built with React Native. Each of them comes with a video and with the script and an article and everything. It was a lot of fun. I don't know how much of this is still useful because React Native has evolved. And this was, like you see, 2 years ago, almost a year and a half ago. But yeah. You can check this out and see what React Native is like. That's all of my React Native experience, to be honest. In terms of whether it's better to build with React Native or with an actual native framework, I'm not sure. I think it depends on React for DataViz by Swizzets with D3. Yeah, it depends on what you want. You will get better performance if you build your app with actually native stuff, but you can get it working really well with React Native as well. Okay, so we have React for DataViz with D3, and then the header. No, I'm trying to figure out where I define. Actually, I can just look for it. Git status, git commit -a -m. is this DataViz app open sourced? Which DataViz app in particular are you talking about? There's a lot of DataViz apps. But this Gatsby thing is actually open source. You can find it on GitHub, React D3 workshop. So if you go here, that's the old one, this one. Yeah, so you can look at this thing. It's almost everything I build is open source. It's not open sourced per se in terms of it's MIT. Actually, I don't know if pasting links is coming through, because YouTube has weird filtering. But yeah, it's on GitHub. It's open source in that you can look at the code, but it's not open sourced as in I don't build it specifically to be used by others. I'm just building it for myself and letting anyone look at the code. Git commit -a, remove day 1 from set list, like that. Now let's find the title. Git grep data visualization with. It is in layouts. This is when we still had layouts in Gatsby. So layouts aren't a thing anymore in Gatsby 2. So React for data visualization with D3. Workshop by Swizzets, that's me. Let's change the titles here as well. Like that. Okay. Advice for advertising a website. Yes, my best advice for advertising your website is to try a bunch of channels, try a bunch of random things, and iterate until you find something that works. You can short-circuit some of that process with experience, but in general the best approach is to just go through as many iterations as you can and basically pretend like you're a machine learning algorithm. Try a bunch of shit and use reinforcement learning to see which ones work and then double down on those. If you don't know what reinforcement learning is, you will be happy to know that you're already doing it all the time as a human, because that's how you learn motor skills. You learn motor skills through reinforcement learning. Like, how do people learn to walk? You try to walk and you fall down and you see, oh, that didn't work. You try again and you get a little further, and you eventually, through reinforcement of being successful with one way of doing it, you learn how to do it properly. And that is also the best approach to advertising. Well, okay, so copy. Welcome to Swizz's data React for data visualization with D3. React for data visualization with D3 workshop. Okay. Today we're going to build. Man, it's actually really, I find it really difficult to, I can code and talk at the same time, but I find it really difficult to talk and write at the same time because it uses, I guess, the same part of my brain. So this used to be a 2-day workshop that starts with the basics of React and ends with beautiful visualizations. Today we're focusing on the visualization part. The exercises work on together, build towards a final visualization. Okay, so how should I write this? What's a nice hello for a workshop? Thank you for today you're in for a treat. You're going to build a data visualization learn about scalable, learn about building scalable DataViz components. Yeah, I have practiced coding and talking a lot more, that's true. But the thing is also that one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that in order to write in a way that sounds like you're talking, you actually have to write very different from how you speak. So when you speak and write at the same time, you can get you can start writing in a way that doesn't sound natural because it's too natural. Does that make sense? It's actually, I should blog about that at some point, but basically if you want writing to sound like somebody's talking to you, it has to be written a lot differently from how people actually speak. You're going to build a data visualization and learn about the correlation between dog size, intelligence, and weight. Very important data science. While you do that, you'll learn enough D3 to understand any example out there, a few tricks to quickly meet your deadlines, a scalable approach to DataViz components your whole team can understand, and a bunch of animation stuff, because animation is cool and gets you likes on Twitter. Perfect. Okay, so that's one of my favorite parts of Gatsby. You change a file and it changes immediately there. These materials are going to stay online forever. You can access this page forever. It's yours to keep and use as a reference when you build stuff, when you build things, when you work. I make tweaks when I do new workshops, so check back anytime. I make tweaks when I make tweaks every time I give a new workshop. I make tweaks every time I give a new workshop. To get the most out of today's workshop, you should be familiar with React, the ideas behind communitization, stateful declarative rendering, JSX, modern ESX, and component lifecycles. But fear not, I'm here to guide you. We'll go through everything together. I can remove this stuff because we don't need it anymore. Okay, exercises built towards this dashboard showing the we'll go through everything together. This workshop today okay, we don't have the 4-hour format anymore. We're gonna keep it simple. React, D3, and Chroma. No Redux or third-party visualization libraries. Our goal is to really understand how things work, not to talk about 1,000 libraries you'll forget by tomorrow. That makes sense? Today is structured as a code-along. Your day is structured as a code-along. Your day is structured as a code-along. You'll hear some theory, then I'll code some, then we'll walk through some code. You'll do an exercise, then we solve it together. Everything builds towards the final dashboard. Towards the final dashboard, a set of scatter plots that work together. Okay. Cool. Your day is structured as a code along. And P here, because that will make it easier to read. Cool. Awesome. So we're gonna keep it simple. React D3. Then we have a brain teaser. Think of this as a set list. Our goal today is to get you comfortable with modern React, understand D3, and have the wisdom to choose the right approach to solve your specific challenges. Why DataViz, why React, why D3, when you should or shouldn't use an existing library, overview of React DataViz libraries, good for a quick start, learn to understand any D3 example out there, quickly integrate any D3 code in your React project, integrate D3 and React in a scalable, maintainable way, build simple animations with transitions, build complex animations with a game loop, connect multiple charts to the same data. We also have to add a thing. What looks like an animation? Draw. Build hybrid animations. Hybrid animations that join. Hybrid animations combining transitions and game loops. That's a new technique I discovered recently, connecting multiple charts to the same data, D3 in a scalable, maintainable way, and we also obviously have to add hooks. So fish, using React hooks, refactoring to React hooks, using React hooks, refactoring to React hooks. What should I do? Refactoring to React hooks. Okay, cool. Here are some cool things. I'm gonna have to add a new cool thing. Cool things. So here we have project link URL equals, I'm gonna have to make a URL for that. Let's see, what should I'm having a hard time deciding what to call this one, but let's make a link for it first. CD documents, freelancing, blah. Now, live building a DataViz live build. Donut chart, donut bar chart, live donut bar chart thing. Okay, so let's wait until that creates the link, and while that's happening, I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. Be right back. I am back. Wow. Restream says nobody's watching anymore. Okay. What? That is such a weird URL. Why did it do that? Why did it alias? I don't want you to alias. Oh well. Okay. So this is the one I wanted to show. I'm gonna link it here. Let's see. Is my thingy lying? Am I really being too boring to have any viewers? Okay. So I'm gonna fill this up with some data because it uses local storage. Einbisken doesn't know what's going on. Thank you for watching though. So what I'm doing is updating this page, which I'll be using on Thursday to teach React data visualization to a room full of people. And I need to go through, make sure everything still works, maybe touch up the code a little bit, touch up any of the descriptions, and I'm adding a chapter or two because their stuff has evolved. I've learned new things. I'm adding, what did I say I was adding? I'm adding React hooks, and I'm adding a new way to animate stuff. So that's gonna be that. And right now I am making sure that one of the examples I want to show off, because it looks really cool, actually works as, you know, like basically I need to fill up local storage with some data because I don't have it yet. And I know that, so yeah, I'm just filling this up with some data because it exists, and well, basically this is gonna save in local storage, and then I'll be able to show it off on Thursday. And that was one of the benefits of making this thing use local storage. Okay, so this is gonna take me a little time to click through everything, but you'll see in the end it's worth it because it has a really cool effect. Pa, pa, pa. Okay. It takes so much clicking to get through this. I sure hope this app actually works as a I don't know what they're using it for, but it looks like what you would call a lead form of some sort. So I hope it works out for them, because this really takes a lot of clicking to get through. But I guess one of the reasons you would go through this is because you're a person who cares about the result. Whereas now that I'm just testing, I don't really care that much. So, you know, that makes it harder to click through everything because it's just silly. So, bam. Let's make this one like this. And another one that looks like that. Oh, I have to select here, I always forget. Select, click, tab. They get paid by the hour, they won't mind. That's true. Oh, interesting. I think that's a bug. So that will be, the client is gonna come back and be like, yo, that shit don't work. Okay, so select something here, then we have that one. Interesting. Okay, skip that one. That next. Okay, so now we have this. Now check out this part. I click see your results, and this thing does the thingy. Isn't that cool? Yes. Awesome. So actually, if I link it with all of this stuff, That's gonna be too big of a URL, isn't it? Because the final URL is shareable, so that makes sense to include there. Cool, awesome. So we have that as an example here. See, if I go to the thingy and click, I can see the, and that's gonna look cool when I show it to people at the workshop, and they're gonna go wow, and they're gonna be happy about learning this stuff. That's the goal. Okay, let's get to business. Intro to D3. Why would you want to use D3? Because everyone is using it. I'm gonna make sure I read all of this text on the morning of the workshop, because that way it can be fresh in my brain. I'm not gonna read all of this right now because it would be too boring, like just watching me read stuff. Yeah, so we have that. 3 key insights that let you learn D3. This is always a good way to start. Scales, blah, play with scales on Code Sandbox. Yes, so play with scales on Code Sandbox. Let's see, does that link work? Could not sign in. Please try to sign. Why didn't you sign me out? So yes, it is dangerous to have your heartbeat that high. So the thing is, that's the average I'm looking at for my marathon. Look, I'll show you. So I ran a marathon in July. I don't know yet what it's going to be tomorrow. I'm running a marathon tomorrow again, and it's probably going to be pretty high, but check this out. If I go here, that's the old race, the 15K race. Here, I ran this marathon, and if you look at my heart rate, where is it? Heart rate. You see it doesn't show here, but for 2.5 hours my heart rate was above 174 as measured by my Apple Watch. So that's what a marathon does to your body. It is definitely not a healthy thing to be doing, and I'll be doing it again tomorrow because I'm an idiot. Okay, so this still works great. Then layouts, that's that. Summary, a few more cool things. Choropleth map, axes, shapes, transitions. That's my thing that I built. What happens if I click this? Ah, sweet, okay. Stuff integrating D3 with React. Now this one is a little longer. Oh, I have a headache. I don't like having a headache. I guess nobody likes having a headache, do they? I feel like almost I should be writing down some post-it notes and moving them to the done, because I have part of my desk is for to do and part of my desk is for things that I've done, and I feel like I'm not rewarding myself by moving post-it notes. Let's see. So what have I done? Yeah, so I don't think the Apple Watch can read blood pressure. It can read heartbeat, but not blood pressure. Motherfucker. Ow, that really hurt. Okay, so why would you use this? Because you can build declarative visualization that you can try live. Let's see if the live link works. No, the live link does not work. What? Okay, let's see. Why is this the wrong thing? So GitHub, React D3 enter exit transitions. See, this is why I go through everything again and make sure that it works. D3 enter exit transitions. Oh, it has issues from 2016, 2017, and so on. Wow, I am really bad at maintaining open source, aren't I? So let's see. D3 GitHub pages, GH pages branch. Okay, so let's see if I go to cd documents random coding React D3 enter exit transitions git status git log. The last tweak I made was on October 2018. Git push origin. Do I have a deploy? Cat package scripts. There is a start build and test. Okay, yarn start. Let's see what happens if I start this thing. Like, is it actually compiling to my camera froze? Okay. Thank you for telling me, Einbisken. Camera live. Okay, I am moving again. Awesome. Thanks, Einbisken. So, thanks, Einbisken. Cool. So now, how do I deploy this? Is it built with Create React App? I think it is. How do I get GH pages? CRA GH pages. I think there's a guide for that. There. I know there's a guide for this in the Create React App README, I think. Okay, or maybe this Reddit will help. Aha. Okay, so yarn add GH pages. Cool. And I'm gonna open that file. So I go to random coding, React D3, enter exit transitions. And I think my screen is becoming yellow, so I'm gonna disable flux. There we go. I open package.json and I add homepage at https swizet.github.io react d3 enter exit transitions. Was that it? React D3 enter exit transitions. Yes. It failed to save. Right, because there was a race condition. So don't save. Package.json. Add that. React. Where was it? And then I have never used the Vibram 5 fingers, but I did used to run completely barefoot, and that was kind of fun. So pre-deploy runs yarn run build, and then deploy runs gh pages -d build. Okay, so now you can say git status, git commit -a-m, add deploy stuff, git push origin master, and I can run yarn deploy. Let's see if that works. Yarn deploy. Oh, headache. Use our savings calculator to compare our rate. I don't care. I don't know, I used to run barefoot in like all over what's it called, all over San Francisco, and it was pretty great. I never had any problems. Why is this shit not working? Code, 3 branches, GH pages updated 39 seconds ago. Okay, if I now go to settings, your site is published, blah blah blah. But why isn't it working? Empty cache and hard reload. Let's see if that works. Ah, there we go. Hello, ein bisschen. There we go, that totally works. Hello, ein hen. Awesome. Okay, so we have that. Great. That means we fixed the link in my workshop. Did we? Try it live. We did. Awesome. Cool. So that works. I think I need to update this code. So that's gonna be next. Let's see, alphabet, JSX. We still have component did mount, and then but transition group has changed. Okay, so let's update that code. So open the workshop, workshops, React D3, and we go to 6 React minus D3. 6 React D3. That's an MD file. This one. Oh, headache. So much headache. Static letters, component did mount, and it should update here. No? There we go. It did update. So alphabet React component gets the letters, state is the current alphabet, set state with the alphabet, shuffles shit, and then we have the transform and transition group, enter true, exit true, component G. And then the letter itself works the same as it always did. Cool. See, this is why it's important to go through workshops before you give them, even though you already have all of the materials written. Oh, so much headache. What does this button do? Ah. What? That's cool. Did you guys know you can do that? I mean, it fucks with my idea of I like to have a narrow editor, but that's pretty cool. Okay, so reusable this components, that still works, and basically no more spaghetti. That's amazing. Using a library, and when not, the easiest way to achieve these benefits is to use a library. Yes, so it's important to go over the libraries. This seems to still work. Recharts. I think recharts has since become recharts? No. Recharts. So I can't type. GitHub recharts. I think this is now out of beta. Okay. Let's see if anything has changed. So I'm gonna go here, open this in my editor, and update it. So if we remove this and add dependency recharts, let's see what happens. Will it still work? Yay, everything still works. Wonderful. Cool. Let's see how many people. Wow, a lot of people have seen this one. Ooh, I've never tried that button before. Okay, so that is updated. Should I make a new, what do you think? Should I make a new this? Oh, also I can use my lazy loader to make this whole thing load better, because I built my lazy component since this, and it's going to make the page faster to load. So I will do that. Okay. Get status, get commit -a-m, update some copy and code. Then we're gonna add yarn add what was it called again? GitHub React Lazy load fade in. Okay. So React add, or yarn add React lazy load fade in. And let's see, was I smart in, oh, who can guess what my problem is right now? I'll just tell you. Basically, I built this before MDX existed, so I can't actually use a React component inside of this Markdown file, which sucks. So I'm not going to be able to do that right now, but we should be fine. Okay, so we have the demos for all the things. When not to use a library, I think this one needs an update, but I'm gonna write down a to-do and do that later. Update when not to use library section. Okay, and the one I'm doing right now is make sure all code sandboxes still work. Make sure code sandboxes still work. That's this one. And we already removed a bunch of stuff. Remove day one from React D3. So that's this one, and I'm putting it directly on the done pile. Wonderful. Oh, headache. I don't even know why I have such a headache. Maybe I should do like an American and take a headache pill. Okay, so now we are into how to build your own section. So what terminal theme do I use? So I'm actually using ZSH with its pretty much default configuration. The only thing I changed is that my terminal is kind of transparent, and that's about it. But I'm using Oh My ZSH. It's actually Oh My ZSH. Hello, Ari Frank Nunez. Ari Frank Nunez. I like that. Where are you from? How to build your own React with SVG. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna order some bath salts from Ease while I'm on the stream, because that shit's legal here and I can. Ha! But I guess then you might see my address, and that's not a good idea. Okay. 20, no, I just need one of these. Let's not be greedy. Okay, I'm gonna actually hide my screen because I don't want you to look at my address. Nice. How's Venezuela these days? I've heard some terrible things. Okay, so there's a $25 minimum on Ease. I'm still gonna... Fine, I'll get to bath salts. So the bath salts are actually... the cool thing about them is that they have CBD in them, and it makes it very relaxing for my legs, which is amazing. So that tomorrow after the marathon I can soak in a bathtub, and tonight before I go to bed I will also soak in a bathtub and make sure that my legs are nice and relaxed for tomorrow. Place order. I need my CVC. Confirm CVC. Oh, cool. What's Colombia like? Are you... Cool. Remember my ID? Yes. And the bath salts will be here in like an hour. Awesome. So I can now show you my screen again. Cool. Awesome. What kind of stuff do you build with React, Every Frank? Right, where was I? React with SVG, D3, blah, the basic idea, black box components. Okay. Let's see if the vanilla D3, where is it? Black box components, open in editor. Let's make sure this one still works and has all the right things. Cool. Ooh, you can now write tests separately. That's cool. Okay, that still works. Clink, 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 clink. Black box example, a React plus D3. This is the manual version where you I think this should be like a... Oh, I know what I do. I add practical exercise on top of that. Yes. Okay, so that still works. Then the practical exercise of to make our axis, we could get the scale and axis orientation from props, perhaps even a label. So that's my solution for this. Cool, it seems to still work. So workshops can be either online or in person. These ones are in person because what should I say? So yeah, I've done online workshops before. They were fun. I'm probably going to do more of them in the future. These ones in particular are on site at a conference, and people paid like $600 to come listen to me talk for 7 hours and teach them all of this stuff, which is pretty cool when you think about it. So I'm hoping that I create a really good experience for them. But you never know. Although the benefit of doing it on site and in person is that it can be very interactive, and we can work together and make sure that everyone learns, everyone gets it. They can ask questions and so on. So it's pretty cool. Okay, this is the Hawk version, which is just to explain how hawks work. It seems to still be correct. Practical exercise, use the D3 black box approach to take a random D3 example and render it as a component. Cool. Click to see this. Let's see my solution. Does it still work? Wonderful. That solution still works, but I have to remove one of the charts because that was something I usually do in person. Awesome. Okay, now here's something we have to add is there is now a hog that people can download. So practical exercise, my D3 black box, blah. Okay, so I am now gonna show how this one works. I'm gonna add it here. Let's see, full feature integration, and we have what level of hawk? So hawk was 3 lines. Okay, let's do 3. Open source D3 black box. What's it called? D3 black box library. What? Okay, I don't know why that's complaining, but let's write stuff here. So the open source version, you can avoid building your own by using my open source solution. It's called D3 Blackbox, and works the same as what you just learned, except it's easier to use. Yeah, or let's do it that way. So GitHub D3 Blackbox. Simple React D3 wrapper, meet your deadline in 2 minutes. Okay. So let's see. My most favorite Git coding beverage is actually tea. I'm not a developer of Shoutem. I did a blog for them for a while, but I never actually worked at Shoutem or on it. So no. Okay, GitHub. Actually, let's just link them to the homepage, d3blackbox.com. d3blackbox.com, like that, and let's add an image. Actually, Command Shift 4. Whoop. Okay, and we save this where? So ls source images. Move desktop. What was this thing called? Actually, I'm just gonna do it manually. So we open the Finder, another one, and this one goes to desktop, this one goes to workshops, React D3, source images, and we take this one here, and we say this is D3 Blackbox, blackbox.png, which is a huge file, isn't it? Yeah. So that's one of the problems of having a 5K monitor, is that every image comes out, every screenshot comes out to like 1.5 meg with, let's see, huge dimensions that it won't even show me. Anyway, okay. So the image is /images d3blackbox.png, and we're also gonna link it, https d3blackbox.com. I need to yarn start again. Yarn start. Sorry, I forgot if I answered Fuzzy Buddy's question. He asked if what's my favorite coding beverage, and I have to say it is this thing, Cognitea, which is like a really good tea that has a bunch of added caffeine and nootropics and stuff, and it just makes your brain work really well most of the time. Sometimes you get too used to it, and then if you don't have any, you suffer. Cool. So we now have this one. You can avoid building your own by using my open source solution. It's called D3 Blackbox and works the same as what you just learned. Okay. You use it like this. So I'm just gonna paste the code sandbox here because I think that's going to be the best approach. So open in editor, code sandbox, let's get the embed code. Share. How do share embed? Okay. So that should load here. Wonderful. Okay, my computer I think is starting to get really slow. Because look, it's not even showing stuff anymore. That's funny. Oh, I'm also getting very hungry right now. Cool, so that's all of the same code, except now it's using D3 black box. See, it's just using D3 black box, gets the anchor and props, and does all of the things. Cool. And you can see it here and see that it does actually in fact work. Wonderful. Okay, so we have that. How would I introduce the hook version here? So the problem is that at this point in the workshop, I cannot assume that people know hooks, which is a problem. But it would be interesting to introduce them to hooks by just saying how it works. Like just showing, because D3 Blackbox comes with a use D3 hook that does all of these things. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to think about that. Okay, so think about how to introduce use D3 hook. Okay, I'm gonna add that one to the to-do, but we already finished one, which is adding the D3 black box open source stuff at all. Cool. Oh, god damn. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to stop live coding because I'm getting super hungry, and we're gonna continue this after I eat dinner and stuff, and maybe take care of my headache. Yeah, that sounds like the right approach. So I'm gonna stop for now. I've been live coding for a while. How long have I been live coding for? 1 hour. That's reasonable. Okay, so I'm gonna stop for now. Thanks everyone for watching. I will most likely be back in an hour or so. So see ya later. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow because I'll be live coding a lot because I have a lot to do. Bye.